Stickman Theater, Part 2, as told by Mutated Camel. Sponsored by Finger People! So the three knights journeyed towards their next town. They were tired and sleep-deprived, but they weren't as deprived as they were in the pleasure department. They had to make their ways up terribly terrible hills and horribly horrible waters. They also had to cross the deadliest of deadly forests in their region, one that would even make grown men wet their pants in fear. And it can be only be expressed in such a voice, the
Culling kissy wootsy fluffy wuffy forest of doom.
Kojiro was scarred from the experience of being surrounded by many disgustingly adorable critters that just asked for a hug or simply just said,
"I love you."
Even though in the edited version, he fought bravely alongside his comrades. In the real version, when I mean real, this is the truth of truths. Kojiro ran away screaming like a little girl, refusing to touch anything that was made out of pink or fluffy. Tsuroi was said, in the edited version, that he fought in a ferocious manner and scared the beasts of the forest. But really, he tripped over a pillow rock into some rather sharp-looking candy canes before he actually had the chance to fight the little buggers. Although the editors didn't give Bale enough justice he paid him for, even though this asshole is moody and grouchy and horrid, he was the one who fought bravely, ferociously, and made it through the forest alive. Tsuroi had to be dragged out of the forest before the creatures could taint them with their cutesy poison. Thankfully, Tsuroi wasn't that badly hurt, so they could treat him with the many medical equipment that they took with them from the castle. Bale, however, wasn't too pleased with how Kojiro handled the situation, and forced himself to advise Tsuroi to go and bathe somewhere. But Tsuroi was a psycho and merely just laughed at Bale's concern of his hygiene. "This is what a real man smells like." "Of piss and blood? I think not," Bale retorted. Kojiro was too busy making daisy chains to notice the maniac and the asshole's argument. "Hey guys, I think we're lost," he sniffed as he put his masterpiece around his neck. The three looked at each other and nodded. They set off again. They walked for a while in silence until Kojiro found a cave. "Oi, bitches! Look what I found!" he called, swelling up with pride. "I found a cave that we can take refuge in for the night." Bale looked at his comrade. "Are you sure this is safe? There is a sign that says, 'Don't enter.'" "What do you think that would mean?" the blonde hissed.
"Oh, don't get your undies in a twist."
"They only put it there because they're a bunch of uptight snobs who think caves are incredibly dangerous," Tsuroi snorted.
"It's also because you're such a girly man."
Bale shook his head as he followed his fellow knights into the cave. So the three decided to go and camp in the suspicious-looking cave for the night. Bale was thinking of some way to make them not look so weird when they entered the village, which was just a walk away, and tried to blackmail Tsuroi to go and take a bath somewhere. Kojiro, however, was infected by the forest and was feeling cute and giggly for the whole evening, which also pissed Bale off. Tsuroi was in his zone, telling himself that he was a manly man and had a manly sense of ultimate manliness. Oh yes, the women were going to swarm around him like flies. There was also something else in the cave with them.
"Excuse me."
The voice belonged to a very beautiful and long dragon that slumbered in the cave.
"Could you keep your voices down? I have a dragon exam in the morning, and I don't want to be late," it said meekly.
Kojiro screamed. His daisy chain had also died. just because he was standing next to Soroi. Soroi seemed confused over the whole thing and copied Kojiro's actions with an inquisitive nature. Belle just stared at the magnificent beast. "Aren't you supposed to eat us or something?" he said bluntly. The dragon gasped.
Goodness, no! I still have my baby teeth, and it isn't good for a dragon to have bloody teeth.
Bale continued to stare in disbelief at the dragon. After a long while of long introductions and explaining their horrible situation to the dragon, Kojiro realized that this legendary creature did not have a name of its own. So he named him after his brother who was 20 times removed. "I shall name you Meyrundar." The knight grinned happily. Meyrundar was so overwhelmed he was forever in Kojiro's debt and let the knights stay in his cave whenever they were tired. Soroi fell asleep straight after the speech of friendship, with Bale staring at him hopelessly. "That will kill his back," he murmured, as he looked at the dragon, who was now known as Meyrundar. "He may prove us useful later on, when we need to find the princess, but he is still a hatchling." As he collected his thoughts, he watched Kojiro skip around Meyrundar happily, singing songs about daisies and fluffy-wuffy rabbits with long ears and big feet that had the stench of dried honey. Bale sighed. This was going to be a very long night. To be continued.